Land is a precious gift from nature. Therefore, we are obliged to take responsibility over the preservation of this wonderful gift. Around 1.6 billion of people depend so much on land to survive and to sustain livelihoods. Land may be one of the major life supporting systems, but it has been overused and abused. Are we giving importance to our land just as much as we give importance to our lives? This is the life on land. Has it always been like this?
According to the United Nations Development Program, 1.6 billion people depend on forests for their livelihood. 2.6 billion people worldwide depend directly on agriculture to earn a living. Forests are home to more than 80% of all terrestrial species of animals, plants, and insects, and of the 8,300 animal breeds known, 8% are extinct, and 22% are at risk of extinction.
Forests are being destroyed, and rivers are being polluted, and animals are being killed.
In our current environmental state, deforestation and desertification of our land further lead to loss of biodiversity and economic challenges. The degradation of land affects us as a community in the form of floods and climate change. Floods damage properties and kill hundreds, even thousands of people. Floods also promote diseases such as leptospirosis. Climate-driven diseases also arise such as malaria. The conversion of forests and mountains to housing areas downplay the importance of agricultural activities such as farming. This implies shortage of food supply and further inflation in our economy. In our local setting, an example of land degradation is the Zayas landfill. It is not a dump site anymore, but it still needs to be restored. Biodiversity of our planet is greatly affected. Countless species have eternally perished as a result of destruction of their natural habitats and poaching. At the current rate of deforestation, 5 to 10% of tropical forest species will become extinct every decade.
How did these problems arise? Why are we facing these challenges? More importantly, what are we doing wrong?
As the population continues to increase, there will be more demands for food, shelter, and fuel. How do our daily activities contribute to this phenomenon? Here are some of the contributions. First, disregarding the importance of family planning. It all starts here. Family planning serves as a tool in balancing our unknown demands. There will be less demands for food. But if family planning is not taken seriously, there will be impacts on the air, land, water, and habitats. Second, conversion of forests. Forest conversion refers to the clearing of forests to use the land for another purpose, such as to meet the increasing demands of the people. Some causes of the conversion of forests include the rising demand for soy, palm oil, beef, cocoa, and coffee. For example, palm oil is used to make a whole range of cosmetics, detergents, and food products including shower gel, margarine, and ice cream. The expansion of subdivisions and roads also contribute to this matter. Third, poorly implemented environmental regulations. The failure of the government and other environmental organizations in implementing and regulating adds to the persistence of some landowners and manufacturers to convert forests for infrastructures and establishment inside protected areas. Local people are also being intimidated by these rich and powerful people, causing them to be driven off their land.
Wars are more than just killing lives. It also has effects that pose threats to the environment through indirect effects. An example would be when the Royal Air Force pilots blew up a pair of German dams in May 1943, which resulted to flood, destroying more than 7,000 acres of farmland, inundated 125 factories, and sent water rushing through several coal mines. Ordinary weapons pose threats too, as they contain chemicals such as ammonium nitrate and ethylene oxide, which contaminate crops and groundwater, thus making food and clean water scarce.
See remorse for our actions is expressed through changed behavior. This applies to our current relationship with our environment. We do not give up on it. What can we do? Family planning should always be considered and be taken seriously before starting a family. The birth of a new child is the birth of a new demand. Knowing that our demand as consumers contribute to deforestation and desertification, we can begin with our purchasing habits. We should go green by buying environment-friendly products that do not have too much packaging. Any waste produced must be segregated. Use eco bags and paper bags when shopping. This can help reduce waste that end up in the landfill. Basically, we must practice reducing, reusing, and recycling of waste.
Give back to the environment by participating in tree planting activities. This is necessary, especially for the restoration and rehabilitation of forests. As a global community, our governments must integrate ecosystem and biodiversity in planning. The government should allot land for agriculture, reforestation, and vegetation by restricting landowners in their expansion of lands either for business or personal use. Diplomatic relationships between countries should be maintained through peace talks and international open forums to have an exchange of ideas.
Our own individual actions will always reap consequences, whether good